party and across the country.
I'm talking to all conservatives, and I'm not losing sight, Stephanie, of the fact that I'm also talking to all Canadians, which is very important, because we're not running to be in opposition. We're running to replace this government, and we're running to present a clear alternative to Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government.
We have a national unity crisis that's directly attributed to the failed and ideological liberal leadership of Justin Trudeau. He's made our country poorer, less secure, and less respected around the world. We saw that very clearly today. The millions spent the letting down of allies only to be totally rebuffed at the United Nations.
I think that it's very important when you have a big tent party that you're able to make sure that although you have your own values, that you communicate those values in a respectful way that won't alienate other segments of the party.
Wow.
Whoever was the leadership of the party next, if they don't offer something along the line of values, many people will leave the party voluntarily. Not that they're being kicked out by Peter MacKay or anything like that, but they will feel that they do not have a home in the party anymore.
And we will have special coverage of the Conservative Party's English language debate Thursday, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on CTV News Channel. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was kicked out of the House of Commons this afternoon for failing to apologize for calling a Bloc MP
Not a
racist.
punch in the face.
The MP refused to back a motion that called on the House to recognize systemic racism in the RCMP. In an emotional press conference, Singh says he was angry and doesn't understand why MPs wouldn't want to take action.
I looked back and I saw that MP not only say no, but make eye contact with me and just kind of brush his hand, dismiss it. And in that moment, I got angry. I'll be honest, I got angry. But I'm sad now. Because why can't we act? Why can't we do something to save people's lives? We can do something. And why would someone say no to that?
He also says that in the past few weeks, we have seen some horrible examples of systemic racism in Canada, and that the images are burned into many people's minds. Prosecutors in Atlanta, Georgia, have announced 11 criminal charges against the former police officer who fatally shot Rayshard Brooks. ABC's Steve Antonsami has more.
It's what the
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was kicked out of the...
Alright, this is your man, Crazy Bentwick, and we're going to show you a little clip on somebody called Mr. Jagmeet Singh.
House of Commons this afternoon for failing to apologize.
What the fuck? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. For fuck's sakes. Because that's what I wanted to do, you fucking piece of shit.
Important for the rest of the country as well. We have to take an approach to services to improve them. We have to make sure that we provide services to the Francophone community in Ontario, for example. There is a Francophone community in Ontario. But to modernize the Act, what's your plan exactly? Well, I'll take an approach to improve services and to improve service in both official languages. Thank you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Sixth question tonight, and the last question for the face-off, Mr. McKay and Ms. Lewis. Now the question comes from someone from Richemont, Athabasca, and it's on agriculture. Hello, I'm Isabelle Deschênes from Richemont, Athabasca in Quebec. My question is the following.
Jesus fuck. Are you shitting me? Stupid, huh?
Already, it took a long time to actually get approval for these workers. Paperwork was terrible, and now
come on, turn the fuck on.
Of COVID-19. How do you intend to improve
Jesus Christ.
Food sovereignty in Canada? Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to meeting you again, and perhaps in person this time. Mr. McKay, you can start. 30 seconds. Thank you, Isabelle. Now, I've thought about this question a lot. The same thing applies to all sectors. But for farmers, well, they need temporary workers. They need temporary foreign workers. But it's important to have a system that protects Canada. I would prefer Canadians to do these jobs. But in some sectors, in the natural resource sector and in agriculture, for example, well, those sectors need temporary foreign workers. Ms. Lewis, 30 seconds. Well, farming is really the basis for our society. They feed us. Trudeau gave 252 million to farmers, 9 million to students, and 850 million to the WHO. I think these figures actually highlight his priority. My priorities will be to protect the agriculture industry. Thanks, Ms. Lewis. Open debate, 2 minutes now. Well, agriculture will be at the heart of my economic recovery plan after COVID-19. First of all, I support supply management. It's a system which works well for Quebec and for the whole of Canada. There won't be any new concessions under my plan in any new trade agreement. We've always tried to find new markets for our products, for our agricultural products. The world needs energy and needs food as well, and Canada has a greater role to play in the world in building the economy here at home, but also in helping other countries to build theirs as well. Each province has its own resources which can be pooled to serve the whole country. For example, the dairy industry in Quebec is a major industry. My priority would be to protect the agriculture industry. I would provide assistance to the sector by maintaining the supply management system. You're right, we have to protect the interests of the agriculture sector and all those who are working in it. Isabelle mentioned the importance of our sovereignty, and COVID-19, I think, has shown just how important it is to protect our sovereignty. Our basic sovereignty. Our products are the best and the safest in the world. And the government had an opportunity to promote our goods, the goods we produce here in Canada, across the world, to help farmers, to help people working in fisheries, in the Maritimes, on the West Coast as well, and to promote the goods we produce here. It's an asset we have. It's an asset for our economy. And we must support our natural resources sector. That's the end of the face-to-face part of the debate. I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now move on to the second part of the debate tonight, where all candidates will have the opportunity to answer each question asked. So the next question, please.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Shaifa Rahman. Je viens de Montréal, Québec. Ma question pour les candidats est: l'économie canadienne a été gravement affectée par COVID-19. Quelles mesures?
My question is this. I'm from Montreal, Quebec. My question is this. The economy has been hard hit. What plan do you have for economic recovery in Quebec? Thank you, Shifa, for the question. This is very important. It is very important for the next leader to have a plan, and I'm the only candidate on this stage to have a detailed plan, economic plan for what will come after the COVID-19 health crisis. I have a 9-point plan to rebuild Canada, particularly small and medium-sized businesses, small business, because 66% of Canadians work for a small or medium-sized business, and we need to help entrepreneurs across Canada. I also have a plan for jobs in the energy sector, the forest sector in the West, and in Quebec and Ontario. I have a plan for steel and aluminium, as well as agri-food products and production. I will ensure that we are self-sufficient in the area of agri-food and agriculture, because after the pandemic we've seen how important that is. I have a plan to make us self-sufficient in agri-food and medical equipment and in other strategic sectors. Our next leader must have experience not only as minister, but before having had a career in politics, must have had a career in the private sector. I have that as a lawyer and a businessman, and it will be extremely important after the pandemic. Do visit my website, erinootoole.ca. I have a plan. I have a specific plan for Quebecers, because we need to win in Quebec and Ontario at the next election when we become the government. Thank you, Mr. O'Toole. Mr. McKay, you have 2 minutes. I am the only candidate who has been in government during the recession in 2008, 2009, and I have cabinet experience with others like, well, Mr. Flaherty's an economist. I have experience with him, and he had a plan to rebuild our economy then. I have an 8-point plan to increase our ability to deliver on natural resources. We had a great deal of capacity in the technology sector to attract jobs and to bring new companies into Canada, to invest in technological research. I'll just say quickly that we must not agree to let Huawei in, but we do need technology. And we can see that the COVID pandemic has increased our need, because we're using the internet for medical purposes, for all kinds of other things. We had also focused on training in technological skills, but clearly manufacturing of essential resources in Canada is hugely important. We need to help small business. And as Mr. O'Toole said, that is indeed the largest sector in our economy, but it is the very last sector for which the Prime Minister proposed help. We need to rebuild consumer confidence, and the tax system is crucial, because we need to have the ability to punish tax fraud. We need policies that are favorable to jobs, and it is important in public finances for the government to do things the way the private sector does. Thank you, Mr. McKay. Mr. Sloan, you have 2 minutes. I would also say no to Huawei, and I have proposed many measures to support small and medium-sized businesses. For example, a tax holiday for social contributions and GST, as well as other tax cuts for individuals and businesses. You can see more about that on my website. The way to make sure that the economy recovers is to support the petroleum and gas sector. It is a tremendous challenge to have that sector recover with the current laws, which have basically brought the UN Declaration for the Rights of Indigenous Peoples into our legislation. But First Nations are seeking prosperity, and we will help them through energy projects. I would oppose efforts, however, to integrate that into Canadian law when Prime Minister Trudeau introduces that kind of bill. I would repeal C-69 as well as C-48, which eliminates options for future pipelines. I would withdraw from the Paris Accord, and I am the only candidate to say that. Much of the problems caused by this pandemic could have been prevented if we had had proper care for seniors.
I'm dying over here.
Sloan.
I'm dying over here.
Ms. Lewis, you have 2 minutes.
Fuck.
The development of our natural resources will be a significant pillar in our economic recovery. We have to make sure that our products reach markets, reach tidewater, be exported. We have to invest in our infrastructure, in our bridges, in our highways, in our pipelines, so that we can bring our products to market. We must have the courage to develop our own natural resources in spite of international pressure, and make sure that Canadians can go back to work. We need to repeal bills C-48 and C-69 that Justin Trudeau's government has set up, because those policies are very harmful to entrepreneurs. Thank you. Ms. Lewis, 5 minutes for all candidates. It takes a real leader to get through the crisis, and I'm the only one who has the needed experience to do that. We have a specific plan. After a general election, I'm going to ask my cabinet to have an immediate action plan.
You're a funny lady.
After the election. And it's very necessary to move immediately. It is crucial to have measures in place. Mr. McKay. Mr. McKay, you attacked me for my Quebec platform. Oh, it's very strange that Mr. O'Toole should be talking about attacks, because he's the only one who has attack ads attacking other conservatives. At the last leadership race, he said, I've never attacked other conservatives. But yes, he did have a plan, and then he changed it. He changed his plan. He has a new sort of carbon tax, and I really hope that we won't end up with a leader who supports a carbon tax like Mr. O'Toole. That's another lie, Mr. McKay. No, it's true. Unfortunately, your team attacked me because of my Quebec platform, Mr. McKay, and that is unacceptable. I have ideas for the future. I want to work for a united Canada, and those efforts are defined in my platform. Mr. McKay, I am disappointed you have attacked me. I was the former leader of the Progressive Conservatives. I worked with Mr. Harper so that we would end up with a new Conservative Party. And we need a leader that has that kind of experience, a leader who doesn't change his plans, who doesn't say one thing in Quebec and something else elsewhere to the rest of Canada. Gentlemen, please. Let's give other candidates a chance. The topic is the economy, and I have a question for both of you. How do you plan to reduce Canada's debt with Justin Trudeau's huge deficits? Oh, that'll take a lot of time to do. In spite of the economic problems caused by COVID-19, The Canadian emergency response benefits, 8 million Canadians have gone on that program, and that's unacceptable, especially since the Trudeau government has lost our small businesses. He's lost our SMEs. I have a plan to help them get back on their feet, and I will work with all members of our parties. There are no albatrosses in my party. Unfortunately, Mr. O'Toole's plan involves higher taxes. It looks a lot like a Liberal plan would. It looks like Mr. Trudeau's plan. There's another carbon tax. When he interviewed with the National Post, he said that, yes, maybe a carbon tax was necessary to grow our economy. What we need was new jobs. That's what the private sector wanted. It's very necessary to have an approach where the provinces contribute. The federal government needs to work with the provinces. And it's
What's shaking, homie? You want a blaze?
to continue increasing our ability to create jobs, because jobs are key. Jobs are key to a strong and competitive economy. It is impossible to grow our economy with more taxes like Mr. O'Toole proposes. You attacked me. You, Mr. McKay, I have a question for you, Mr. McKay. No, I have one for you. No, Mr. McKay, I have one for you. Please stay on topic. Mr. McKay, your Western member attacked me for my Quebec platform, and that's unacceptable. Yes, I have a lot of support from members in the West, particularly and particularly those in Quebec. I will unite the movement. I am a leader for the future. Mr. McKay is a leader for the past. And this is so bad for our party. Next question. Good evening. You know that the environment is something that concerns more and more Canadians and Quebecers. I'd like to know your position on a stronger green energy shift across Canada. What will you do tangibly to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in Canada without taxing people more? That's an excellent question. I have a plan for the environment. Canada is not the problem, but Canada can be the solution. We have to focus on new technologies, and we are very good at that. We will be investing in them. We need to export our liquefied natural gas to countries that are still using coal. That is an excellent vision, to have our LNG exports, which are very clean and highly competitive. So I want to create a national economic corridor to export our natural resources. I'm working with all the provinces to achieve that. Unfortunately, now we have a prime minister that is against the development of our natural resources. I'm going to focus on
hey man, what's going on?
Our potential for
I was trying to get a quick team together here.
Help rebuild our economy. I'm
just
going
starting my live, and to turn this fucking politics off. Excuse me.
Our hydroelectricity. Premier Legault
politics.
What are they talking about?
They're debating in French on who should be the next Conservative Party leader after Andrew Scheer leaves. Fucking racist piece of shit.
In France?
Huh?
Where?
They're having a French debate on who becomes the next leader of the Conservative Party up here in Canada. I don't know. Are you from the Canada or the States?
I'm from the States.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing that right now. But the guy that's the leader of their party right now, he's just a fucking goofy fuck. Racist little fucking bitch.
So if they're French, they're from the east, right?
Huh?
If they're French, or they speak French, they're from the eastern Canada?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gee, I'm gonna have a puff with you. I need to have a puff too. All the
that's
fucking,
gonna do it, buddy.
all these politics.
And the beer?
Fucking... True story. Let's see if we can slap a team together here real quick.
I don't know if I got anybody on here. This guy just always plays search and destroy every time I come on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are only playing that, I notice. They just like to talk shit, I guess. I guess that's all anybody does in there. Just talk shit. Super toxic. Yeah, I'm not into that shit. Sit up, Anonymous.
Not into what?
Being toxic, racist, and just all that kind of shit, man. And search and destroy. Because that's all they do in there is talk shit.
Yeah, for real, dog. Yeah, I'll take him out talk to me, man. I'm definitely gonna talk back.
For real.
I'll say some racist shit too, so back to them shit.
Fucking... Yeah, fuck that shit.
I got 30 miles when it comes to fucking racism.
Oh, yeah. Fucking rights, man. I don't stand for it, man. I'm not really game for it, man. Especially, you know, when white people are fucking doing that shit. I don't like that. They're the worst ones. The worst. I've been fucking never had so many arguments about racism than I have in the last 2 weeks than I have in any other day in my life. But fuck, man. It's serious right now.
I just like when they say you should go back to your own country.
Fuck, I know, right?
Yeah, you should. Get on a boat and paddle out.
Like, boy,
That's
you don't
right.
even own any land. The only land you own is the dirt under your fingernails. God damn.
Oh, yeah. Fucking bastards. Hey, you guys got anybody with you?
I don't, man. I fucking nobody on here.
I got tons. I just gotta send some invites out here then. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame that what's going on right now, and that there's people trying to fight the movement.
Your father.
Yeah.
Hey, it might be.
Oh, my papa's in the other room, man.
Oh. Right.
You're from Oregon?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's who I thought it was. What's up, Beeps?
Are you from Oregon?
Me don't.
Na. Whoa.
Let's see.
What the hell, man? I got most of my friends playing Fortnite. What the hell? Get off that shit.
Right?
I just feel like that's like a little kid's game, dude.
It is,
Really.
man. It is.
Like, it just feels like a fucking... I know this is a cartoon, but that's way worse. I don't know.
Sure.
Shit, holy shit, last time I played it, like, I guess they added a whole bunch of new shit, huh?
Yep.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
I play that
Good
one.
shit. Good shit. Cesario.
What's up, bro?
Slick back. Sir. That's fucked up. Fuck on, man. Just trying to get this shit on the go. You guys got any? Were you guys with anybody?
Shit's almost dead. What's up, bro?
Were you guys with anybody? We're just trying to get a full team here before we rip out.
I was just on free for all right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at these guys. Out a door.
Fucking dogs.
What is up? Damn. Hey, good shit. We just need one more. Were you with anybody?
Nah. It says I have no friends. I'm lonely.
That's what my shit said too. Nobody's on here, or they're playing Search and Destroy.
I guess we just some lonely motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.